Dodge just ditched gas cars forever and launched a car that no one was expecting. The new Dodge Charger is going to be electric and it's got more power than ever before. I'm talking about a car that has 700 horsepower and is priced at just $50,000. And get this, Dodge has even said that despite being an EV, this car will still have the sound system same as that of a gas car. But how did Dodge do this? When is the new Dodge Daytona EV coming, and why is Dodge moving away from gas cars? I've gone over 100 leaks and news sources to bring you all the news about this car in just 10 minutes. So let's get started. So you know how all car companies are going electric, right? Well, while EVs are good for the environment, there is one thing that all EV owners seem to miss: the exhaust note and the rumble of gas cars. But Dodge just launched a car that is bringing the best of both worlds without breaking the bank. Back in the day when the Charger first rolled out in the mid-60s, it was more than just a car, it was a statement. With its sleek design, powerful engine, and that unmistakable roar, it quickly captured the hearts of those looking for something beyond the ordinary. The launch of the 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona EV represents a significant milestone in this journey, blending the soul of a traditional muscle car with the innovation of electric mobility. Now, let me tell you all about the features of this car one by one. And hey, if you've watched so far, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, as your support keeps me going. Now, this car is going to come in two versions, the Daytona RT and the Daytona Scat Pack. The RT version starts strong with 496 horsepower, while the Scat Pack takes it up a notch to an impressive 670 horsepower. This power is delivered through all four wheels, ensuring unmatched grip and performance on any road. When it comes to speed, the Charger Daytona EV is quite quick. The top spec model has a 0 to 60 acceleration time of just 3.3 seconds, rivaling and even surpassing older generations of muscle cars. It does the quarter mile in nearly 11.5 seconds, which is excellent value for money for the price that you're paying. Dodge claims it to be the quickest and most powerful muscle car in its category, setting a new benchmark for EV performance. Now let's talk about battery and range. If this thing makes so much power, the range has got to be bad, right? Well, the exact opposite. Dodge saw the mistake Ford made with the Mustang Mach-E, which was poor range and its not so good looks, and they do not want to repeat that mistake. But get this, Dodge CEO isn't a fan of EVs despite the company moving toward electric cars. He said something that shocked the entire industry, but more on that towards the end of this video. This car comes with a big 100.5 kilowatt-hour battery pack. This powerhouse enables the Charger Daytona to get good range figures that you can actually call practical. The RT model can go up to 317 miles on a single charge, while the Scat Pack variant offers a range of 260 miles in the real world. Fast charging capabilities means an 80% recharge in approximately 87 minutes, so don't think you have the problem of range anxiety anytime soon. Now, for the most interesting part, how did Dodge manage to give this car the rumble and exhaust note of a gas car when it's an EV? Dodge has equipped the Charger Daytona EV with a revolutionary exhaust system that no one has ever seen before. They are calling it the Fratzonic exhaust system. It doesn't actually spit out exhaust gases like old cars because, well, it's electric and doesn't produce any. Instead, it creates a sound that mimics or imitates the classic muscle car growl and rumble. It's like having a speaker that plays high-quality, realistic car sounds based on how you drive. So when you're cruising around in the Charger Daytona EV, you still get to enjoy that traditional muscle car sound, keeping the car's heritage alive and kicking. To make you feel the rumble and the vibrations, they've added something called the power shot. Imagine you're driving and suddenly want to speed up really fast, like when you're overtaking another car. With the power shot, you press a button and bam, the car gives you a sudden boost of power, making it go fast almost instantly. It's like a turbocharge button for quick acceleration, giving drivers that adrenaline rush muscle car lovers are all about. Dodge has fitted this car with a high-quality surround sound system that really makes the vibrations and sounds come to life. The introduction of the Dodge Charger Daytona EV comes at a critical time for Dodge and Stellantis, amidst declining sales in a competitive EV market. This vehicle is not just a new model, but a test of the traditional car market's readiness for an electric future. The Charger Daytona EV represents a bold step into this new era, offering hope for a revival of the muscle car spirit operate in a sustainable format. Now, let's talk about what Dodge CEO is saying about EVs that is causing a controversy. Dodge has been all about V8 engines for years, but times are changing, and now it's all about going electric. Here's the scoop. At this big car reveal party, Tom Kaniskis, the big boss at Dodge, pretty much said they've been driving full speed toward a brick wall with this whole EV thing. He knows change is as tough as old beef jerky, especially when you've been playing the same tune for 18 years with those Hemi engines that fans just love. Dodge CEO thinks that instead of relying only on EVs, the government should ease emission policies and allow them to make both gas cars and EVs for the next decade. While most of the people have been happy with EVs, there are also some people who think EVs are not practical for them due to a lack of proper charging infrastructure throughout the US. Then, some experts are also saying that in order to make more electric cars, Dodge has been compromising the quality of their gas cars, along with other brands like Jeep and Chrysler. Seriously, in the last 5 years, sales for these guys have nosedived by 39%, while the overall car sales in the US are only down by 11%. In the car world, having a good chunk of the market share is like having the most chips at the poker table. Back in 2019, Stellantis was sitting pretty with 12.66% of the US market. This is the parent company that owns Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler. Let's talk about Jeep first. Those rugged off-road beasts that look like they eat mountains for breakfast, their sales are down a whopping 44% since their heyday in 2018. It's like everyone suddenly decided to stick to the city and leave the wild trails behind. Dodge? Even worse, their sales have tanked by 67%. They used to be 1 out of every 7 cars sold in the US back in the 80s. That's huge, but now they're just a whisper of what they used to be. And poor Chrysler, they're down by 58%. They were never the top dog, but they had some cool cars that people liked. Now they're hanging by a thread with just one model left in their lineup. It's like being the last kid picked for the team in gym class. So what's going on with these sales? Well, for Jeep, even though they've been pumping out new models and all sorts of fancy tech and even hybrid options, they just can't seem to get back on track. They've got a whole army of unsold cars just sitting around. It's like when you make a giant batch of cookies expecting a crowd, but no one shows up to the bake sale. For Dodge, it's like they're on the edge of a cliff. They stopped making their famous muscle cars, the Charger and the Challenger, and now they're trying to figure out what's next. Electrification is the word on the street, but will the hardcore muscle car fans get on board with that? It's a big question mark. And Chrysler, oh man, they're basically down to just the Pacifica van. It's a cool van, and don't get me wrong, but it's lonely being the only one. And this means Stellantis has got a huge mess on their hands. With the upcoming Daytona EV, things could make a turn for the good, or perhaps the worst. What do you think? Is an electric Dodge a good idea? Let me know down in the comments below.